Cassie accused of playing a bigger role in Diddy's scandal, the explosive claims that changed everything. If you thought the drama between Cassie and Diddy was finally over, think again because things just took a shocking turn. A man who used to work as an escort at Diddy's secret freak-off parties has come forward. And let's just say, the internet is absolutely stunned. This man, who goes by the name Dave but whose real name is Clayton Howard, isn't just talking, he's also suing Cassie. And the things he's accusing her of? Let's just say they flipped the entire narrative upside down. Up until now, most people saw Cassie as a victim. Her lawsuit against Diddy painted a disturbing picture of abuse, control, and exploitation. But Dave says that Cassie wasn't just caught up in the mess, she helped create it. According to him, she wasn't forced into those parties. She was involved by choice and even enjoyed it. And just when we thought this whole scandal might be wrapping up, these new revelations blew the lid off again. Let's get into all the details. Who is this escort and why is he speaking out now? Clayton Howard, better known by his escort alias. Dave says he was one of the many people hired to take part in the infamous freak-off gatherings, private events allegedly hosted by Diddy, where escorts were brought in for intimate purposes. Dave claims he met Cassie during one of these parties around 2009 and continued seeing both her and Diddy for years. What makes his story different is that he's now saying Cassie wasn't a passive participant. In fact, he claims she had an active role in organizing these events and even coerced others, including himself, into participating. So why wait until now to speak up? According to Dave, he held off on going public because of advice from his legal team. His attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, told him to wait until after Diddy's federal trial ended. Cassie had been cooperating with the authorities as a key witness, and any public accusations against her could have jeopardized the case. Now that the trial is over and Diddy was found guilty on lesser charges related to the Mann Act, Dave says it's time to tell his side. Cassie's alleged role in the freak-off parties and the new lawsuit, Dave is not holding anything back. He's accusing Cassie of being just as responsible as Diddy for what went down at those parties. According to him, Cassie didn't simply go along with Diddy's wishes. She took control, coordinated locations, booked male escorts, and even gave instructions during the events. He says she wasn't just being told what to do. She was telling him what to do. During those encounters, Dave claims Cassie forced him to use substances like ecstasy and GHB and engage in extreme sexual acts. In one disturbing part of his statement, he says she made him touch himself for hours, to the point of physical injury, tears, peeling skin, and bleeding. He also accused her of manipulating him emotionally and mentally. He says that even though Cassie and Diddy had a very toxic, sometimes violent relationship, she used Diddy's fame, influence, and power to control those around her, including Dave himself. He even alleges that Cassie forced him to sleep with her while she was menstruating and passed on a sexually transmitted infection in the process. According to him, he later found out that Cassie had allegedly gotten pregnant with his child. Now, this part has the internet seriously divided. How can he know the baby was his? Dave says that Diddy never slept with anyone at these events, which leads him to believe that any pregnancy during that time must have been the result of his own involvement, but others aren't so sure. Cassie had reportedly hired several other men over the years, so it's hard to know for sure. Still, Dave believes the child is his, and that's part of why he's taking legal action. Cassie cited the story in her earlier lawsuit. Cassie described a completely different version of events. She said Diddy had full control over her. According to her, the first freak-off wasn't something she agreed to at all. It happened at Diddy's home in Los Angeles. She says he brought in another man, handed out masks, and told her what to do while he watched. After that, she said, these parties became a regular thing. Diddy would ask for them randomly, and she was expected to make it all happen. Cassie claimed she was pressured into hiring male escorts, picking outfits, and showing up looking exactly how Diddy wanted her down to wearing white nail polish to contrast with the skin tone of the men involved. She also said she was regularly given drugs like ecstasy and alcohol in large amounts, often before and during the events. According to her lawsuit, this left her feeling disconnected and emotionally numb. After each encounter, she says she needed 4 fluids to help her body recover. The prosecution supported her claims, saying Cassie didn't have much of a choice. Even if she hired the men and made the arrangements, they argued that it was all Under threat, she was afraid Diddy would hurt her if she didn't comply. What makes Dave's claims different? Dave is challenging everything the public thought they knew. He says that Cassie had power in the situation, not just over him, but over the entire environment. He describes her as someone who enjoyed being in control, someone who fed off the influence she held over the other people involved. In his lawsuit, he's asking for financial compensation for what he says he went through: medical costs, emotional trauma, lost income, and long-term psychological damage. But more than that, he's trying to change how people see Cassie. He says the government ignored the male victims in the case. According to him, the authorities only cared about taking down Diddy, even though, in his view, Cassie played a key role in these events. She wasn't charged with anything. Dave believes that because he's a man, the system didn't take him seriously. The public's response has been mixed, to say the least. Some people believe Dave and are saying Cassie should be held accountable too. They think her $30 million settlement from Diddy makes her a target for lawsuits, and Dave's timing right after the trial wrapped might be strategic, but it doesn't mean his story isn't real. Others aren't so convinced. Some say that because Dave was an escort, he accepted the risks that came with the job. A few people even mocked the situation, comparing it to getting hurt at a dangerous workplace, like a fry cook getting burned by hot grease. In their eyes, Dave knew what he was signing up for. Some fans also questioned how Dave could prove that Cassie gave him an STI or that the alleged child is his. Without concrete evidence, many believe it'll be hard for him to win in court. Still, the fact that he waited this long has raised eyebrows. People are wondering if this is about justice or money. Why this changes everything, no matter which side you're on. It's clear at the center of all this is a painful, complicated story involving fame, power, abuse, and broken trust. People who once appeared innocent are now being accused of dark behavior, and victims who stayed silent for years are finally speaking out, even if their stories challenge the narratives we've already accepted. This lawsuit isn't just about Cassie. It's about whether or not we're willing to believe that abuse can come from unexpected places. It's about how justice systems sometimes overlook male victims*.